Hey, some kind of cool alternate picking, strumming with the pick. I'll show you what it'll sound like, and then I'll teach it to you right afterwards. Cool. Okay, so let's start with what's going on here. I'm using a pick. You can do it with your fingers as well. It'll sound just as good. Kind of like that. Um, Here's the tab, and I'll explain this tab. Okay, so I have B and then all these X's. So B means the bass note. So the bass note will change depending on what chord you're going to use. Um, but then after it hits the bass note, then it hits the fourth string, second string, third string, fourth string, third string. It repeats the pattern again. Okay. So bass note will change depending on what chord you're using, but then the rest of this pattern will stay the same. Cool. All right. So let's just take like a regular E minor. So these guys are on the second fret, fifth string, fourth string. Bass note is hitting the sixth string, and then fourth, fourth, second, third, fourth, third, bass note, fourth, second, third, fourth, third. Okay, a little bit faster. Cool. So a little tricky to get the pattern of it, and two, it's good to kind of like practice that kind of pattern, but then after you kind of get the pattern down, really you can miss those notes and hit kind of close to it and it sound good. I'm gonna hit a decent amount of not that pattern right now, but it's gonna be kind of similar. I'm gonna just kind of like do some of those down ups. I'm gonna miss maybe like half the notes, and here's what it'll sound like. Okay, so that time I didn't play the exact pattern, but I kind of tried to do that same kind of rhythm and everything. And it still sounds really cool. You get some extra kind of sound effects. Sometimes I was hitting that first string. I heard myself sometimes instead of hitting just one string, I hit maybe two or three there. Same thing down here. Sometimes instead of hitting just one, I hit two or three, and it sounded cool. All right. So here we go again. Good. I'm not going to spend a ton of time explaining chords because unless you know your chords pretty well, this will be pretty tricky. So next is a C chord right there. I'm just going to do a regular C chord. So the bass note changes on it. So now for C string, your C chord you're trying to hit from the fifth string. Everything else stays the same. Fourth, second, third, fourth, third. Back to the bass on the fifth. Fourth, second, third, fourth, third. Good. Let's do G next. Doing a G like so. Bass is on the sixth string. Cool. Just a regular D. Start from the fourth string, bass string on the fourth string. That one changes up because your bass note is on the fourth string, so it's fourth, third, second, third, fourth, third. Then right back to the bass again. Fourth, third, second, fourth, third. Cool. Some tricks with it. If it helps, you can put your pinky down there to give you some stability, so your hand's not flopping all over the place. If that helps, great. Then after that, once you kind of have the pattern down, you can change it up with different chords and it'll sound good. This is kind of some stuff in the key of C. And it's kind of based off kind of like down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. But instead of hitting all six strings, I'm just hitting one at a time. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Yeah, so that's the pattern. Once you kind of get used to it, then you can kind of like branch out from it, and then you can also get kind of sloppy with it, and it'll sound good. The kind of the keys to making it sound good is one, your chords ringing out pretty well. So you really notice if certain strings aren't ringing anymore, where it's like that's when things start sounding bad. But if your chords ring out really good, you can kind of improvise with the pattern and it'll sound good. Cool. So that's alternative picking, kind of intermediate to somewhat advanced technique. Cool. Hope it helps. See ya.